Approaching 6:50 here this Friday. Your top headlines we're following and breaking updates just into our newsroom. A man from Savannah is in jail this morning in Wayne County accused of raping a woman at gunpoint. In addition to rape, 47-year-old Matthew Furrow faces weapons and menacing charges. State police arrested him yesterday following an investigation into a call for a sexual assault. Troopers say Furrow raped the victim and threatened to kill her if she told anyone. The victim did reach out to police. She was taken to hospital for more treatment. Furrow was arrested at his home. Troopers say they also seized his guns under a temporary extreme risk protection order. The latest we know on this house fire last night in Pittsford that displaced a family on Line Street. Fire authorities say they responded to the calls. This was a propane tank that was burning around 9 last night. The flames quickly spread to the front porch before firefighters got to the scene. The fire took over the left side of the house. It was a pretty fast response, about 10 minutes to get it all under control. No injuries reported. A new update for you this morning. A boy 16 years old faces a number of charges after a chase for a stolen car through gates. Police responded initially Wednesday night on Lylewood Parkway about 11:30 for a carjacking. Officers later found that car with one person inside. There was a chase when the driver refused to pull over. The car did finally stop at Elm Grove and Spencerport Roads. That's where the teen was arrested. Officers say during the search they found this loaded 9mm ghost gun. The teen is charged with robbery, criminal possession of a weapon, and grand larceny, criminal use of a firearm, unlawful possession of an ammo feeding device, and fleeing an officer. He's being held at the county detention center on bail. The other suspects have yet to be identified. RPD investigators say they have found the car and driver involved in Wednesday night's deadly hit and run. This happened at Lyle Avenue near Broad Street. The man was in the road when he was hit. The victim died on scene. No charges have been filed. Happening today, the sentencing is coming down for one of two people arrested for a deadly drive-by shooting in Rochester last year. Prosecutors say Navier Stewart, pictured there, and Talia Arroyo shot into a crowd outside a gas station on Dewey Avenue following a fight in August 2023. The gunfire killed 28-year-old Javante Huff, who police do not believe was the intended target. Arroyo's sentencing is at 9:30. Stewart already learned his fate. He's serving 40 years in state prison after pleading guilty to manslaughter charges in this case and for another homicide that same summer. Tens of thousands of unionized dock workers are putting their strike on hold for the time being to give some new time to have talks on a new contract. That is after they did reach a tentative deal on wages. So those workers now are back at ports on the East and Gulf Coast immediately. Those were open this morning. The International Longshoremen's Association, which represents 45,000 striking dock workers, reached this agreement to suspend the strike until at least January 15th. The employers made a new offer on wages, but the specifics have not been released. The union first went on strike Tuesday at midnight, putting in jeopardy the critical shipping lanes and deliveries heading into the holiday season. Your sunrise traffic at 6:52. Main expressways. We are good to go. Just some traffic starting to build there on the west side. 390 if you're coming in from Henrietta or headed that way towards the thruway, you are good to go. Victor, 490 east and westbound around the mall. No accidents there either. We'll check that again at 726. Speaking of driving, some more details on the new safety legislation for school buses in Rochester we told you about this week. RCSD wants to join a growing list of districts around the county to catch drivers who put children in danger every day and in the morning and afternoon when they're at the bus stop. The local law would allow the city to enact penalties anytime a driver passes a bus when the red lights are flashing and the stop arm is out. This would be in partnership with Bus Patrol to install these advanced stop arm cameras to capture violators. The camera footage would first be reviewed by the Bus Patrol team, then sent over for confirmation from officials with the district. The fines would range anywhere from $250 to $300.
What this allows us to do is to introduce an additional layer of protection or mechanism to allow us to ensure that our young people are safe when they're getting on or off the bus and crossing the street and that sort of thing to and from school.
The city also needs the vote from the Board of Education to move this legislation forward, but there it's already picking up support.
My son actually had been hit getting off of a school bus in 2021, and I'm hoping that now that we can actually find out what car it is and then give what I think is a pretty good fine to people for passing by those stopped school buses, that we're going to start getting people to pay attention.
What's next? Council will vote on the legislation at a meeting scheduled for the 22nd. Going inside the huddle, Bills head coach Sean McDermott says there's no replacing Von Miller, but they are without him for now. It's been a bounce-back season for the edge rusher. He did not record a single sack last year. 4 games this year, he's got 3. And despite Miller being out the next 4 games due to a league suspension, McDermott is confident in the overall group. One player likely to pick up some of this slack and see more snaps on the field. A.J. Epineza, the defensive end, has 7 tackles and a sack so far. And the rest of the players on the defensive side are sharing how they plan to step up in the absence of Miller.
Yeah, I'd say we don't see it as pressure. We see it just as, you know what I'm saying, us just having to go out there and do our thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like whenever any of us go down, we have a brotherhood and we all just want to uphold that standard out there in the field. So that's kind of our mindset. But we try not to put too much pressure on ourselves or whatever. It's kind of just whoever's out there, we got to step up.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. We're going to miss him. But, I mean, we got guys that have made a ton of plays that are going to get more opportunities. So it's tough. We're going to be talking to him this whole time, but just making sure that the guys who are behind him step up, and they will.
Latest injury updates. Deion Dawkins returned to practice. Khalil Shakir did not for a second straight day. Safety Taylor Rapp is in concussion protocol. Austin Johnson was not out there. Taron Johnson just heard from. He was in the red non-contact jersey, but getting in some reps. We've got more coming up Sunday morning ahead of kickoff, Bills and Texans. So Buffalo Kickoff Live gets everything going at 11:30 right here on News 8. And then we'll see that game at 1. Final forecast headed out this Friday.
It's going to be nice for most of today, and then we have the clouds moving in. Tomorrow, definitely going to be the nicer of the 2 weekend days, warmer for Sunday before that cold front slices our temperatures. Rain lingers through the first half of the week, but look at those temperatures, 50s for 2 days, and then we'll start to see a slow and gradual climb back up.
Not that high, though, settling in to fall. Enjoy your weekend, everybody.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, X, and on our app for news and weather.